What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and I really meant to get this video out earlier today, but things just didn't work out that way. We got to talk about this new banner that just dropped. Now, obviously, it is a time-limited banner. Is it worth hitting? That's really the big question here. And the one thing that kind of has me on the fence about this, before we even get into the units themselves, okay, we have two new units. We obviously have Fina and we have Crozzo, okay? And here's the deal, guys. If we come over here to the main banners, the banners for the anniversary, these are the anniversary units. These units, their banners run out next week, which means this time next week, we have a new set of banners incoming that you need 8,000 Iris for. Part 3 kicks off in a week. Which is actually bad for me because we haven't even done this. We haven't finished the story for part 1. We got to get on that. But nevertheless, you really got to ponder this, because as good as these units might be, and we'll get to that here in a moment, you have to ask yourself, if I buy these banners today, will I in a week's time have 8,000 Iris? For me, the answer is no. There's no way. It's just not possible. Now, let's talk about what these units do, and then let's talk about our action plan, okay? So, because I'm going to think I'm willing to bet a lot of people are in my shoes right now, making a lot of judgments on this. So, right out of the gate, and I always start with skill 1. So, for Leafia, it's a foes plural super fire magic attack with ultra uncounter rate, agility and fire resistance down 40%, damage received type all targets plus 40% for 5 turns, self remove status debuffs plus 4 actions, high fire magic attack with ultra on guard rate, and status buff down 2 turns on foes, and status buff plus 2 turns on all allies. She does a lot. She really does a lot. Now, Ignition Oath. Allies fast 20% MP heal. That's actually really good. And 40% MP regen. Strength, magic, agility, dex, fire attack damage, and ailment resistance, plus 40% for 1 turn. But remember, that gets replicated. She's a 1-2-3 build, so you can do skill 1, you can do skill 2, that extra action is going to come into play. So really, while it says 1 turn, it becomes 2 turns. So it's one thing to consider there. Then, null physical attack and null magic attack times 1. It's a really good skill. She got great skills. The downside is her MP consumption for the skill is insane. 212 is a lot. But you're really going to kind of do skill 1, skill 2 like once, maybe twice, and then spam skill 1 or preferably skill 3, foe singular, super fire magic attack, damage 50% per each self, magic and fire attack damage buff skill, ultra on guard rate, and allies 10% MP heal. So really, she's kind of designed less for wargame. She'll be good for wargame, but she's less of a wargame build and more of like a EX mission, you know, like the 7 Rings, things like that we're going through right now. It's at 7. Anyway, this is the 6. Wrong franchise entirely. Nevertheless, that's more what she's really actually built for. Now, she is phenomenal. She is great. Let's not, split hairs about this. A fantastic unit. Let's check out this essay, though. That is a foes plural, a wargames type of essay. Ultra fire magic attack damage 50% per each self, magic and fire attack damage buff skill, ultra on guard rate, and allies 50% HP regen with strength and magic and fire attack damage plus 100% for 2 turns. She is wildly important to fire teams with that essay. That essay, normally we would buff strength and magic and then fire attack damage. Or strength and then fire attack damage, or magic and fire attack. She does all of it. She does the whole thing. We don't see too many units that do that, and usually if they do, they don't do 100% of one of those skills. So a really good essay there. Very good skills. Before we make our final decision, let's look at Crozzo here, okay? So magic and physical resist plus 25% and self for instant effects when physically attacked removes strength buffs on the foe twice per turn. You can do that up to 4 times. So you can do it twice turn 1, twice turn 2, once turn 1, twice turn 2, once turn 3. any combination they're in. Maximum of 2, maximum of twice per turn, maximum of 4 actions. So however you want to add that up. So, and that's fully max limit broken. Obviously, there are other skills there when he's not max limit broken, but we always pay attention to this. So here's the deal, guys. Here's how I'm personally going to do this. Now, I'm obviously not live yet. We will go live here in a little bit. I have a few things I have to take care of. I'll explain when we get to the live stream. But the honest answer here from me, I'm going to get one of each, okay? These units are time limited. I believe they're time limited at least. They should be, yeah. So, yeah, we'll get one time limited 4-star. So, my goal is to get one of each. Or maybe go 2 or 3 summons in, and if I don't get one of each, whichever one I don't get, I will basically wail for. That's kind of my action plan. Here's the other half of this, though. If you are on the fence at all, number 1, these would be great units to have. Number 2, for a lot of people that don't have, I kept calling her Leafia. It's not Leafia. It's Fina. Fina. She looks like Leafia. She's not Leafia. I kept saying Leafia in this. It's Fina. Even I mess it up. For Fina and Crozzo, that is essentially fresh CP for a lot of people. Unless you're around for the reruns or the original collab or anything like that, most of these units are going to be pretty much fresh CP for a lot of people. Anybody who's rerolled since the last they reran, which was like 2, maybe 3 years ago, most people are not going to have these units. And as you guys know, with fresh CP, we could farm up Iris pretty quick with that. So there is a certain amount of return on that investment. Now, it's not phenomenal return, so you don't want to go exceptionally deep and then, be caught next week with your pants around your ankles. But it is definitely some good. So for me, 1 or 2, maybe even 3 rotations on this tops, I'll be happy. But by next week, I need to be ready for this banner. The other half of this is these banners last until the 6th of September. So if you decide not to summon on them tonight, wait, see what's coming next week with part 3, you will have some time to come back and hit those banners again. So it's not the end of the world if you don't summon on it tonight. You have time to decide and wait. Personal opinion, I would say don't do anything on those banners. That's going to make you regret part 3 incoming next week. Because part 3 is going to be so much more important. Personal opinion. But they are really good units nevertheless. So prioritize part 3 incoming next week. Don't lose Iris that you could easily use on that. But definitely heavily consider these units when it comes to your summoning, and see if you can see if you can get enough Iris to summon on these before they go away next month. So you have a whole month to figure this out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like, comment, share, and I'll be back with more coming up real soon, and the live stream coming up here in just a little bit.